Each weekend, ABC 10's Walt Gray catches up with the CalMatters journalists about the biggest political stories of the week. Here's Walt with more.
Welcome to our weekly discussion of all things current in California politics. I'm Walt Gray. Joining us this week, reporter Emily Hoeven, a political expert for CalMatters.org. Emily, let's start with the governor. He was at a football game last weekend, Niners and Rams, and he was photographed on several occasions not wearing his mask, and he said he was being judicious. How is that playing? It seems at times people could say his explanations of events might be more incendiary than the actual event itself.
I think it's just another one of the situations where, Californians are going to look at elected leaders not necessarily following the rules that they themselves have put out there. The governor was there without a mask on. He said he only took it off for a brief moment to, be because of Magic Johnson wanting to take a picture with him, and he was very judicious in that choice. But then there was other footage, showing him at other moments throughout the game without a mask on. You also had Los Angeles Mayor Eric Garcetti, San Francisco Mayor London Breed without a mask, and Mayor Garcetti has since said that he held his breath when he took his mask off. And so I think for a lot of Californians, it's just kind of frustrating.
San Quentin, the governor has also mentioned, is he putting a for rent sign in San Quentin? What's his hope with that?
The governor himself has put a moratorium on executions, despite voters, approving that in some recent propositions. The state also has not actually executed anyone since 2006 for various different reasons. And so there's kind of this, implicit understanding that the state is not going to move ahead with any of those executions of the people on death row. And so you might as well move them into other facilities where maybe they have a chance at rehabilitation if they're going to just spend the rest of their life in prison.
Yeah, some could also look at this as just a softer on crime. It may send that type of a message, although you're right, there have been no executions and nothing really scheduled for a number of years now. EDD continues to have problems. Many people who need money are still kind of lumped in with all the fraud that's going on, and we still get a lot of questions here at the station about how come people aren't getting their money.
Yeah, we're sort of seeing EDD right now struggle on three different fronts. So first of all, the EDD Newsom just appointed EDD's third director in 2 years, kind of underscoring the rapid turnover at the highest levels of EDD with the leadership. We also have EDD basically joining all the other states and begging the federal government to make it easier to forgive possible overpayment of federal benefits to about 1.4 million Californians who received them during the pandemic. Basically, the feds are like, give us that money back if we overpaid you. EDD is like, it's going to be way too much work to try to figure that out. Just let it go as long as it wasn't fraudulent. And then you also have this other segment of the population. EDD's disability insurance claims have actually been inundated with fraud. And so they recently froze 345,000 claims, and they suspect that a lot of them were in fact fraudulent. However, as always, I've been hearing people who, are legitimate claimants who are disabled and who are now not able to get money and are, having to foreclose their home. And so it's just, the problems are never ending at EDD.
No, you would think by now, after more than a year, maybe coming up on 2 years, that somebody, but it's just so involved. It's a word jumbo. Emily, thank you. CalMatters, a nonpartisan news organization explaining California policies and politics. Find their work at CalMatters.org. You can also sign up for Emily's newsletter there.